"Honey, Nick's already honking," she said, her tone as breezy as the gloss on her lips, keys jingling softly in her hand. Her eyes never quite met mine. "Let's go. I'll introduce you to him," as if he were her new co-worker or a friendly neighbor, not the man she'd been sleeping with behind my back. I stood there by the coffee machine, steam curling into the quiet between us, my hand tightening around the handle of the ceramic mug. "If he comes within a meter of this house," I said slowly, my voice low and steady, "I'll break his jaw. And if you walk out with him now, you'll regret it for the rest of your life." She blinked twice. Then came the laugh, not one of humor, but disbelief. Disbelief that I'd finally said what she probably never thought I would. She turned, opened the door, and walked out. I met Elise 7 years ago, late in the fall. She wore this mustard-colored coat and a smile that hadn't yet been touched by life's cruelty. A kind of careless, untamed beauty that stops you in your tracks. I was the steady one back then, the one who didn't bring chaos but calm. She used to call me her anchor, said I was the first man who didn't make her feel like she had to earn love. Like just existing beside me was enough. 3 years in, we married. I bought her a little place on a quiet street, painted the porch myself. Every Sunday morning she'd water the garden barefoot, humming songs from decades past like she belonged to another time. I thought that was happiness. I thought we were happy, but it started creeping in the distance. The late gym sessions, the silences, the way she laughed at things I didn't say. One night, her phone buzzed on the couch. I reached for it, just instinct. She lunged so fast it nearly crashed to the floor. "Privacy matters, babe," she whispered. I nodded. "Sure." Then came the cologne. Sharp, musky, nothing like mine. It clung to her coat like a ghost, daring me to acknowledge it. But I didn't, not yet. I started observing instead. Quietly, methodically. She left her laptop open once. Just once. Google Maps timeline. A hotel near the river. Booked twice in a single month. I memorized the dates, cross-referenced them with the nights she had work dinners. Her lies weren't sloppy, they were immaculate, polished like pearls, rehearsed in front of mirrors. But what shattered me wasn't the betrayal itself. It was how happy she looked with him, genuinely, devastatingly happy. I stopped sleeping. But I didn't scream, didn't beg. I didn't even ask why. Instead, I remembered who I was, the man she once trusted with everything. I'm not the storm. I'm the tide. Quiet, unrelenting. I pull everything back, eventually. So, I made plans. Hired someone not to spy, but to gather facts, screenshots, location data, messages, photos. She didn't even bother using a fake name at the hotel. I opened a new account and started moving money, bit by bit. She never noticed. The house, legally mine, always had been. The prenup had sealed that. She'd laughed at the time my lawyer presented it, called it paranoid. I didn't laugh. I just filed it away. When everything was in place, I waited. Waited for him to show up. That morning, she wore red lipstick. She only ever wore red when she needed to feel powerful. I watched her walk to the front door, heels tapping like defiance. Outside, his car honked twice, sharp and smug. I didn't move until her hand reached for the knob. "If he comes to this house," I said again, softly but without wavering, "I'll break his jaw. And if you leave with him now, you'll regret it for the rest of your life." Her smile faltered, just slightly, but not enough. She left anyway, slid into his passenger seat without even glancing back. I waited 10 minutes. Then I picked up the phone. The lawyer filed for divorce, attached with more evidence than a courtroom would ever need. Receipts, messages, photos with timestamps, everything airtight. And I forwarded copies of the hotel bookings to HR at her firm. Company policy, 0 tolerance for inter-office relationships. Nick was her direct supervisor. Within 48 hours, they were both suspended. I changed the locks, had her things packed, arranged for a courier to drop them at her sister's. I didn't leave a note inside the house. Just taped one to the door. "You bet your future on Nick. Cash it in." She came back that Sunday. Mascara streaked, her steps slow. She stood in front of the door for a long while. I watched from the upstairs window. Eventually, she left. She called, texted, left voicemails, said Nick had panicked, Said it didn't mean anything. Said she didn't even know where he was. I never replied. 3 weeks later, I saw her again. In court, she looked smaller somehow, like life had started shrinking. Her from the inside out. Her lawyer asked for the house, asked for alimony. Mine simply slid the prenup across the table. Neatly paperclipped to copies of the affair policy from her job. Time-stamped photos. Hotel receipts. The judge didn't even blink. She got nothing. As we walked out, she followed me to the elevator. Her voice was quiet, hoarse. Was any of it ever real? I turned. Met her eyes for the first time in weeks. You tell me, I said. You're the one who left. The doors slid shut between us. I didn't look back. Some people spend their whole lives gambling on lies, thinking they'll never have to pay the price. Elise found out the cost the day she lost everything. You only get one man who would take a bullet for you. After that, all you're left with is what you chose instead.